Hey kids, it's the Bisson and Fly here, hope you're well. You join me on a, what so far has been a very damp motorcycle ride. Sun's just coming out now though, so I thought I'd stick the camera on. You find me on the, I think it's the A4155 between Marlow and Henley, which on my map at least is marked as one of those routes with a little green bit down the side. I don't think I've ever ridden down here, well I certainly haven't ridden down here before, I'm not sure I've ever driven down here either. But by all accounts it's supposed to be one of those scenic routes, so stick around, stay tuned, let's see what we can find. Well, what green and pleasant land we have here in England. It's a typical summer's day, it's middle of May, it's about 14 degrees. I've been on the bike probably about 3/4 an hour since I left home, and it's rained the whole time until now, which is why you might occasionally get a glimpse of my arms or view in the mirror and see that I've got my Day Glow waterproofs on, which I'm very pleased indeed that I brought, because it absolutely chucked it down when I left home. Anyway, I've got one of those rare days when the day is my own. I've got a bike with full fuel. The weather forecast for later in the day is that it's an improving picture. I think there's always the risk of showers, but it's not a write-off by any means, so I thought I'd just come out on the bike and see where I find myself. I've found some routes on the map, and also out of that Biking Britain book that I mentioned on one of my other videos, to try out with some recommended roads. So I'm just going to ride along and see what we've got. So this, as I say, is the first one between Marlow and Henley, the 4155. And so far so good. It's obviously wet on the road, so I'm not going to be tanking it along. I've got the bike in rain mode, just so that the ABS and the traction control is at its most sensitive. But it's also a relatively windy day, so I'm hoping that if we don't get any more rain, then the roads will dry up quite quickly, and maybe we can have a bit more fun later. Splendid walled garden. I don't know what's tucked in there, but it looks all very excellent. As is so often the case on these trips that I do, I find myself thinking how great this would be on a lovely day. Sadly, I haven't got one. Thank you, sir. Bother, here comes the rain again. I'm hoping you can see okay. Obviously there's a bit of rain about, and no doubt some would have landed on the camera screen. Just giving it a little wipe, hopefully you can see okay. It's the first time I've been out actually and tried to program a route into the GPS that I then follow. Although I've raved about this GPS that comes with the bike before, and it is a fantastic bit of kit, unfortunately the manual that comes with it is absolutely rubbish and pretty limited in detail, so you kind of have to work out how to operate it yourself. But anyway, I think I've worked out how you put a route in and actually follow it as opposed to just getting to a destination, so we'll see how that goes. So far so good. Okay, so just coming into Henley now, which is always a bit of a mystery to me in terms of navigation, so let's see how we get on. Right, left turn coming up here. Oh, this is the one-way system, so I don't think I can get this wrong. I believe this takes you to the river, if I remember rightly. Looks like there's some marquees being put up here, no doubt in time for Henley Regatta, which isn't too far away. Certainly a little bit busier down here when that's on. The River Thames, still looking very high, the tide, after all the water we've had this winter. I have to say, even in this dismal weather, Henley is a fantastic place. Okay, we're clear of Henley now, and we're still on the 4155 out of the other side now, in the direction of Reading, which I think is pretty much where this scenic bit finishes. In fact, I think, according to my map, if I remember rightly, the scenic bit sort of finishes at Scenic, which is another lovely little Thameside town on the river. It's got a lock there. It's very scenic, as I say. So looking forward to this bit of the ride. But once again, I've encountered the scourge of the southeast, which is traffic. This is the problem of riding around here, especially at normal times of day. You always meet traffic. And they're not that well. I mean, you can overtake it, but it's wet and slippy, and I'm in no great hurry, so I'm not going to do anything silly. Just sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride. There's a hotel there called the Baskerville. I'm sure the Hounds of the Baskervilles has nothing to do with this part of the country, but it sounds good. Right, this is all very lovely. The cricket pitch sorting out going on. This is Ship Lake, and it's riddled with 30-mile-an-hour speed cameras, and there's one there, look, so take it really carefully through here. Nice pub, note to self, Plowden Arms at Ship Lake. Well, that was definitely an opportunity. Missed. This is one. Yeah, this is definitely one of those roads you're going to come out and do early morning. Look, it's uphill, down dale, twisty bits, lovely road surface. Sadly spoilt by the speed limits and the traffic. But a gorgeous part of the world, no doubt about that. What a glorious road. Just see in the distance now the sort of tower blocks of Reading, so I think that brings to the end, or brings me to the end of the A4155, the bit with the green part marked on the map as we get back into towns again. So so that's it for that one for now. Excellent road, just one to do early in the mornings when there's no traffic. But there we go, enjoyed that. Stick around, let's see what the next section brings.